What's going on, guys? It's your boy Suds, and I got a new stoner tips type video for you guys today. Today I'm going to be talking about passing a drug test, which is something I have a lot of experience with. And when you find out you're being drug tested, especially if it's by surprise or maybe it's like an official government drug test, you might think that there's literally no way out of it, but there's pretty much always a way out of it. And when I say a way out of it, I don't mean like running away, I mean like actually passing it. So I'm here to share these ways with you guys. Obviously there's a lot of ways out there on the internet, but I'm going to take all of the ways that I've found to actually work and put them together into this video. But before I get into the video, I am going to say that the best way to pass a drug test that you know is coming is to just not do drugs, because even though there are other ways to pass a drug test, when you use them you take a huge risk. None of them are guaranteed to work, so if you can, just avoid doing drugs for a little while. It's probably worth it. But most people probably knew that, so now I'm going to tell you guys the actual ways to pass a drug test. So the most obvious and simple way to pass a drug test is to use somebody else's pee. I know a lot of people that didn't use this because they thought it was too stupid to work, but it actually does work. Like, I've seen it work many times. A lot of people don't know the right way to do it though, and the best way to pass a drug test using somebody else's pee is to go to the gas station and get yourself a 5-hour energy. I'm sure you guys know what those are. They're these little tiny bottles of this like super concentrated energy drink, and what you're gonna want to do is dump the energy drink out, because that shit'll give you cancer, and then have somebody who hasn't done any drugs in like a long time pee in it. You gotta make sure they're clean. Obviously this video is focusing on people that smoke weed, and the amount of time that weed stays in your system depends on how much you smoke. If you're talking to somebody who smokes like a gram a day, then the weed could stay in their system for like up to a couple months. But if it's somebody who smoked like once or twice, then it could just be a couple days. It can be kind of a hard call, but hopefully you can find somebody that hasn't smoked in a little while. It would suck to use somebody else's pee and then still test positive for weed. Now after that, it kind of depends on what type of drug test this is. If the drug test is happening that day, then you can most likely just put it in your pocket, because the person is probably not going to be in the room with you. In some extreme cases, somebody will stay in the room and watch you pee in the cup, and in that case you can literally just put it in your underwear and then pull the bottle out through the zipper and pour it into the cup. I'm not really sure what ladies would do, but I'm sure you guys can figure it out. I know that there are a lot of different types of drug tests, but some of them are really shitty and some of them are really good, and it depends on where you're getting it done. But if you're getting it done for the government or for like something really serious, then chances are they're going to have a really high-end drug test that detects things like temperature. So if you are getting a big official drug test done, then I would recommend having somebody pee in the 5-hour energy bottle very soon, like before you take the test, because I do know people that have used clean urine for drug tests, but the drug test came back inconclusive because it wasn't warm enough. So you got to make sure you have some warm pee in your pocket, even though that's kind of gross. Another thing you can do that I've seen work before is order synthetic urine. I have a friend who was trying to get a job at a really nice restaurant, and they drug tested him, and he just went onto the internet and ordered some like fake urine off some German website, and it actually worked. So maybe I'll ask him and see if I can find the link to that and tweet it out later. But I have seen that work before, so if you guys, find some fake urine on the internet, if it seems high end, then, go for it. So everything that I've said so far involves using somebody else's pee or something like that, and I know that can make some people really nervous, because if you get caught doing that, that's basically just like fraud. You're just like straight up lying. So if that makes you a little bit too uncomfortable, there is a way you can use your own pee. Like I said earlier in the video, it takes like up to a couple months to detox from THC usually, but for most people it's probably going to take about 30 days, at least that's what the internet says. But there are things you can get to detox more quickly, and this is another thing that I've seen actually work before, so I would definitely recommend this. If you go into like any smoke shop, or like, I want to say like hippie shop, I don't know what to call them. I don't know how many of you guys have this store called Infinity's End in your area, but in my city they're everywhere, and they sell like, bongs and fucking like hippie shirts and like disc golf shit, I don't know. But if you go to a place like that, or a smoke shop or something like that, ask them if they have like detox or like body cleansers or something like that, and they'll have these little boxes, and they'll basically be these like sets of pills or something like that that you can eat, or maybe it'll be something that you can drink, and it basically just cleans your body out really fast. I actually went with my friend to buy one before, and they had this like huge selection. They had one for every single drug you can imagine, and they actually are legal to buy. Sometimes they won't say like, cocaine cleanser, but it will just say like body detox or something like that. So keep your eye out, and those sometimes actually can work. The problem with those though is that you do need like 6 or 7 days notice, because it still does take some time to work. But if you have a drug test coming up in a month and you can't keep yourself from smoking that long, then that might be a good option for you. They also have these things called same day cleansers, and they're basically the same thing as what I was talking about earlier, except instead of cleansing your system permanently over the course of like a couple days, it just completely gets the THC out of your system for 1 day. I just heard about these pretty recently, and I've never actually seen anybody use them, but I have seen people use the other types of detox ones, so I believe that they work. So if you can find those somewhere, then you know, you can always try that too. So that's basically it, guys, for my ways to pass a drug test. But you might be thinking, damn, that's like all the things you can do to pass a drug test that you know is coming. What do I do if I'm scared I'm gonna get drug tested, but I don't know if I will? You'd be surprised how many people I know that just buy those things and then keep them on them. I have more than a couple friends who keep 5-hour energy bottles full of piss just in their freezer at all times. So if you have a place in your freezer where your parents aren't gonna look, you can just throw some pee in there and like be good to go. But yeah, that's a really good way to get weed out of your system. So thank you guys for watching. I hope this was helpful. Good luck out there. I know you're watching this video for a reason, or maybe you're just bored. But yeah, if you enjoyed, please subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.